In Lagos, Nigeria, protests against police brutality turned violent as eyewitnesses say soldiers opened fire on demonstrators. Witnesses tell CNN multiple people were shot and gunfire lasted for at least 15 to up to 30 minutes. CNN's Eleni Jokos is live this hour in Johannesburg. So what is the very latest that we have now on the unrest there? Because there was this curfew which was put in place for Tuesday. It was an attempt to sort of be a circuit breaker, if you like, to bring the unrest at least to a temporary end.
Yeah, exactly, John. I mean, look, when that curfew was announced yesterday around 4 p.m. is when it was meant to take effect. People had already gathered at the Lekki toll gate. This is basically ground zero where the peaceful demonstrators had started around 2 weeks ago, and then it spread throughout the country. And then you started to see localized violence playing out in certain parts of the country. The government has talked about private sector as well as government buildings being vandalized, and that's why they then decided on the curfew. But then what ensued yesterday at Lekki tollgate is really harrowing experiences that we've spoken to so many eyewitnesses that are talking about CCTV cameras physically being removed from the tollgates and then lights being turned off. Once it was dark, that is when the National Security Forces opened fire to what witnesses say was a peaceful protest. Demonstrators being shot at, and one witness was talking about bodies lying on the ground. We also were monitoring an Instagram live broadcast yesterday by one Nigerian celebrity, where you saw pleas by the demonstrators to stop the shooting, asking for medical assistance, but they were barricaded in and ambulances were not able to actually enter that space. Now, the overall End SARS campaign started a few weeks ago. It was a fight against police brutality, harassment and kidnapping. Now, the unit has been disbanded by the Nigerian government earlier in October, but demonstrators say that it's not enough, that more needs to be done and people need to be prosecuted. When we started to see the actual protests start to spread throughout Nigeria, many say it has been a symptom of an overarching problem of disgruntled and upset and angry youth that aren't able to get jobs, and of course a big problem of unemployment as well as inequality that is playing out. I've had so many phone calls from friends and executives, business people that I usually work with in Nigeria. They are angry, they feel disappointed, and many feel scared as well as traumatized. This latest incident that we saw playing out on Tuesday night in Lagos could be an important turning point, and especially the news of probable fatalities that Amnesty International is also flagging as a very big concern. We'll be hearing from the Lagos State Governor later on today. The big message from government is going to be a vital one in terms of trying to allay fears of more police force and brutality. But again, John, this is the very thing that protesters were fighting against. And just the scenes, the images, the sounds of ammunition that came through for 15 to 30 minutes, just showing the Nigerian government is wanting to deal with protesters in a very aggressive way. What is going to be interesting is to actually see how protesters are going to be responding in the next couple of days.